Alright, so we'll just do a real quick walkthrough here on MultisimLive on a mobile platform. I'll be using my Samsung Galaxy Note 4, running Android 6.0.1 and using the Google Chrome app. So I'll spare you the details of logging in and all of that stuff. Here you can see my profile page, some circuits I built. I don't have any favorites or groups yet, so those are not populated. This top circuit right here on the right hand side you can see is the same one we did for the Instructable, so hopefully you're following along there. Also, I don't know if you can see it, hopefully you can. I've got my stylus moving around, cursor for that. I think it makes it easier to do some design. So we'll just come up here to create circuit. We're going to do a new one. Again, just a simple walkthrough. Put together a LED driver, just a battery and a resistor, an LED and a switch. So between the mobile and the desktop platforms, the functionality is all there. It's exactly the same, but because the mobile platform tends to be less floor space, I guess you could call it, less footprint, there's stuff gets a little bit squished. It might not be in the exact same location as the desktop, or you might have to do some more scrolling or whatnot, but everything is there. So if you can't find it, keep looking. It's there, I promise. But yeah, once the awesome loads up here, we'll get started on that. There we go. Alright, so here's your workspace. It's pretty good size, lots of room. I want to point out this button right here, the square button. Hit that, boom, get a little more space. You go full screen, nice. I like that feature a lot. Here's your configuration pane if you want to change your settings on your sheet. There you go, simulator settings and whatnot. Over here on the left you have your information pane, your circuit details, the net list, errors and warnings. Same as all the same stuff as before. So again, real simple circuit. We're going to do a LED driver. So let's just go putting some stuff out. We need a resistor. Let's pull out an LED. There we go. Power supply. Let's go with a DC voltage here. Get a battery. You can see just by moving stuff close to the edge, it kind of auto scrolls. So be careful with that. It can get a little squirrely on you. I'm going to move up a little bit so I can place a ground connector. Or reference, I guess. Place that. I'm going to add a voltage and current probe. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that after. I'm going to put a switch in here first. Put the probe in. Oh, looks like it's going to make me. Alright, that works. We'll add the probe in afterwards. So just add a switch. Now all the components are placed. I'm going to add the wires. Now you just touch. It'll auto route wherever you want to go, and if you want to put a bend, touch where you want it, and then it'll auto route from that point on. It's nice. So also on the wire you want to add a junction there. Tap it. Tap that little icon, this little guy here, and it'll add a bend to it, or a junction, excuse me. So very easy, very intuitive, works very well. This wire tool is great. So I'm going to add that probe here. Oh, there we go. Cool. So this little green arrow is going to tell you the direction, not the direction of current, but how it's measuring the direction of current. Hey, look, my Wi-Fi. Cool. It's going to tell you what direction it's flowing. So if the current is flowing in this direction, in reference to the schematic from top to bottom, if it does flow in that direction relative to this arrow, it'll tell you a positive current. If it goes opposite the arrow, it'll tell you a negative current. So we have everything connected. We can just run our simulation. takes a minute. As long as these buttons are grayed out up here, the stop and the pause, it's thinking. It's doing stuff in the background. And then, makes sense, you can see we don't have any current or voltage running through the LED or the resistor. Tap on the switch, a little target pops up, allows you to open your switch, or close the switch I should say, and there you go. So we picked a red LED. Cool, super easy. Alright, let's stop the simulation. We're going to highlight the LED. Both components are touched, or selected, so we'll just select the LED. There we go. Go up here to the configuration pane and click on item. Oh, it didn't like it for some reason. There we go. Alright, so we can change our LED color. Why not? Let's make it blue. Sounds good. And let's change its forward current, because we can. So make sure you put in your multiplier, milli or whatever, as far as your item is concerned. You want 20 milliamps, you need a small m there. You put 20, it's going to think it needs 20 amps, so good luck with that. Alright, touch the gear again. Touch the workspace to deselect the LED, and let's run this again. So we saw, what was it, about 11 milliamps I think it was, going through the LED. So again, select the switch, close it. Here we have 11.282 milliamps going through both the resistor and the LED. So the LED is blue, but it's a little bit dim. So let's go down here to the resistor. We'll select it. We'll touch on the 1K ohm value, and then we're just going to start going down. We can adjust this real time during the simulation, and here you can see the current through it is going up. Now we adjusted it so that it was a 20 milliamp current that it could handle. So right there, about 600 ohms, we have 18.8 milliamps or so. A little bit less. Oh, there it goes. So 600 ohms. Looks like if we go back up and then we watch the icon of the LED itself, we can see that it progressively starts to get darker and darker as less current goes through. Now that makes logical sense. So go back down a little bit. You can play around with the scale, get a little bit finer increment. So here we've got 11.269 volts. Oh, we can also change our voltage here. Let's put it onto a 9-volt battery. Why not? And here we see we drop down our voltage and our current. Makes logical sense. So this particular circuit isn't super great for looking at the graph, but let's look at it anyway. Pull up a little detail there. So the graph is selected. I'm going to go over here to the configuration pane. We can't see anything in the graph, but with items selected at the top so that the graph is selected, we're going to come down and we'll select auto fit for the voltage and auto fit for the current. And here we see that they are both now within the viewing window. We can select the split screen. It'll pull up both images, both the schematic on the left here and the graph on the right. And we can watch as we just kind of hover the cursor over that. You can see that it's the timestamp matches what's up here on the top. So we let this run for virtually 1 second in the computer, and it's holding steady at 8.2770 volts. That's displayed over here on the left. Over here on the right, we see the milliamps, and we're holding steady at just short of 13.8 milliamps, which corresponds to what we see there. So again, intuitive, simple, easy, very, very good system, very good program. So up here we have our normal file options. We can save as, exactly the same as the desktop version. So you save it, it'll pop up on your My Circuits page. We'll just title this LED. okay. I'm not going to do anything else with it yet. So then up here on the top, the little asterisk was there. Now it's gone, indicating that it's a saved file, that there's no changes pending. There we go. Come back down here to My Circuits. It'll pull up My Circuits page, my personal one. And here we have the circuit we just were looking at. It'll load here in a second. There we go. So there's our circuit. Again, very simple, very easy, very intuitive. So there you go.